This whole past semester, frankly, has been a time of feeling God's absence. My name is Kelsey Waddill. I'm a sophomore. I'm involved in Hawkins Christian Fellowship. I grew up in a Christian home. My parents have been a huge influence on my faith because every morning they will get up and sit in the same two chairs in our living room and read the Bible together and spend time with God. I got baptized senior year of high school because there wasn't a definitive moment for me when I chose Jesus, but it was a series of choices all throughout high school to stay with Him. And so I decided to make a moment where I declared my faith as my own, that I could look back on, and that was when I got baptized. Going into college, I have faced some ups and downs in my faith. This whole past semester, frankly, has been a time of feeling God's absence. I made some decisions at the beginning of the semester that I knew God was saying no to, but I ignored Him and continued to ignore Him throughout the semester. And the crazy thing about being absent from God is He's never the one who's absent. It's us that's absent. I have never heard His voice as clearly, never felt His presence as strongly as I did when I was running from Him. Just recently, a love song popped up on my iPhone and I realized that He had been there loving me with such an incredible love and extending so much grace to me this whole time. And that's really what I think faith and Christianity is about. The gospel is God making a way to love His creation the way we were created to be loved. He made us to be loved by Him, and when we fell into sin, when we decide not to do what He asks of us, which is every single day of our lives, He sent His Son Jesus Christ to die on the cross. And in doing that, every time I run from God, it's almost as though Jesus was the one running from Him, and He pays the penalty for that absence on my part. So that no matter how many times I run from God, He is still standing there waiting for me to come back. There's a verse in Hebrews that harkens back to a verse in the Old Testament that says, the English translation says, I will not forsake you, but the actual original Hebrew says, I will not forsake you, and that's God speaking to us. And I think that's the most amazing promise, is that even when I feel like I don't want to be with God and I don't think He wants to be with me, He does. If you're at a point where you're running from God and you think you're past the point where you can't return to Him, that is such a lie. Don't believe it, because Christ died so that you could come back to Him. And if you are at a point where you're wondering if God even exists, start with prayer. Prayer is basically a human being communicating with the God who created them without any barriers between them. Ask Him to reveal Himself. Say, if you're real, show yourself to me, because He wants to show Himself to you. He's actually asking you to ask Him that question. And if you ask that with a genuine heart, He will show Himself to you.